I'll do a little recognition here. Big shout out to Peter Reelman signing a new coach, Carolyn Volpe. I don't know if you guys saw that. He introduced her in the Team Boom coaches yesterday. Carolyn's a longtime challenger of my dad's. She just signed up with as a coach with the P90X. P90X. I'm doing P90X3 right now. But she signed up with the Deluxe Challenge Pack, the 9-week Control Freak Deluxe Challenge Pack. So shout out to the old man. I don't like that term, old man. He's young. His high kicks are higher than mine. But big shout out to Pete, my dad. If you guys want to share a little love in the coach group, anytime you guys have new coaches, you guys can, I know some of you guys have your own coach groups, but always feel free to introduce your new coaches in the Team Boom coach group. And the rest of the guys and girls can welcome them and connect with them. And anytime you see someone that's like a new coach being welcomed in Team Boom coaches, like make sure you send them a friend request and, comment. It means a lot to these newbies. I'm sure you guys remember being a new coach. It meant a lot when people, when you felt like, okay, like there's other people that are on this path with me. It makes a huge difference. So let's do, what else we got in here? So a little recognition. So I don't know how many of you guys have seen it, but let's see if I can find this. Okay, here it is. Let's see if I can share my screen. So here's a little recognition. Can you guys see this little notepad thing? So we started doing this. We did this back in when I first really got into Beachbody coaching back in 2012. All I did in the Team Boom coaches group, and it's the same group you guys are in now. You could, if you wanted to, go back in the Team Boom coaches group and look at all of these similar photos from 2012. And it was basically the same thing. Every day I would do a daily post and it would say, what was your PD? What was your workout? Did you do 2 invites? Did you do 2 follow-ups, basically? That was it. It was like PD, workout, invite, follow-up. PD, workout, invite, follow-up. And we literally did that just every day. We just checked in and we just all commented that we did our PD, we did our workout, we invited 2 people, we followed up with 2 people. And I would keep a little leaderboard every day at the end of the week, just like you see right here. There was literally, I think, maybe 2 or 3 coaches on Team Boom at the time when we did it. It was like me, Joe Policino, Robert Rodriguez, my family once in a while. Then 2013, it started to gain some momentum. So we're kind of bringing it back a little bit, especially this time of year, the end of the year. This 4th quarter, you guys know, if you're a new coach, you might not know this, but if you're a veteran, you know. This is such an important time of the year because what you do right now is going to have a huge impact on how many people are going to sign up with you during New Year's resolutions. The people that are going to sign up with you for New Year's resolutions for, whether you want to do a challenge group that starts January 4th, which is the first Monday of 2021, or maybe you want to do January 11th. I know a lot of coaches are picking that date. What you do right now, just as far as showing up for yourself, for your own PD, your own workouts, your own nutrition, all that great stuff, whatever it is that you resonate with, what you do and show up and share right now is going to have an impact on who's going to be willing to join you in January. You guys know that, right? And New Year's resolutions is such a huge, huge time of the year for us, especially this year with everything that's going on in the world and gyms being closed and all that stuff. This is crunch time right now. And I know there's a lot of us that are, can fall off this time of year with holidays and getting dark earlier and everything that's going on. But this is really the most important time to be consistent with our own stuff and allowing other people to see that we're showing up every day. Showing up. And that's the number one priority of being a coach. That's the coolest thing about this business, is that the number one priority of being a Beachbody coach is taking care of yourself. I don't know how many other jobs like that's their number one priority, but it is for this, which is so cool. So here's the coaches that showed up at least 4 times last week. And so in the Team Boom coaches group, they commented on the daily post, and the daily post just said, Monday, what was your PD? What was your workout? Invites, follow-ups. That was it. Super simple, right? So here's the coaches that showed up 4 times in the Team Boom coaches group. Stephanie Middleton, Meta Lubu, Liana Viscarando, Jennifer Doddington, Andrea Wallace, and then 5 times, Shelby Lynn Smallwood, Angela Marie, Amy Reelman Ecker, 6 times, Robin Johnson, Patrick Reelman, seems like a cool dude, Amber Strege, and then 7 out of 7 for like, I think this is her 4th week in a row that she's gone 7 for 7. Essence Lawrence. Badass. So that is the little just daily check-in. Did you do your PD? What was it? Was it 10 minutes? What'd you listen to? What was your workout? And did you invite 2 people and follow up with 2 people? So simple, right? So that's something, even if you take a rest day, just comment on that thing and just let people know, like, hey, like I'm taking a rest day today, or hey, I'm not looking at my inbox today. That's cool too. That counts as a check-in. So that is the little recognition for consistency. And then the other recognition from this week, we got Success Club so far this month. So we got some coaches at SC4 already. We got Sydney Thompson. We got Rachel Morin, Nicole Gant, Michelle Phillips. That's an OG right there. Kelsey Connor, Jennifer Smith, Michelle Phillips. So it still says Michelle Phillips. Like, she's been married for like 5 years. Michelle Yakel. Jennifer Smith, Jamie Rothker, Aaron Bloch, Curtis Schultz, SC6, Kim Roberts, Kayla Trinka, Emily Lowry. At 8, Michelle Cahill. At 10, Megan Jones, Bailey Glanzer, and already has helped 6 people so far get started with a challenge pack. Destiny Melendez. All right, Destiny. We're going to have to get her on a team call and see what's up. All right. So that is a little recognition there. Let's see if I can get off of this. All these other people trying to get into the meeting. All right. I just admitted a bunch of people. Let me just mute some people here. Mute. All right. So if you guys are just joining, we just did recognition. We did the consistency post. So every Monday that gets posted. It basically just shows how many days that past week you guys checked in with your PD, your workout, your invites, and follow-ups. Did you do 10 minutes of PD? Did you do at least 20, 30 minutes of workout? Did you do 2 invites? Literally 2. Invite 2 freaking people, and then invite with 2 people. Follow up with 2 people. So I just did that recognition, and then I did the Success Club recognition. And it's kind of funny. The people that show up on the consistency board typically are the ones that end up showing up on the Success Club board and then the team volume board. There's a direct correlation with that consistency board and what you start to see as far as success in your business. Cool. All right. So that's a little bit of recognition. Yesterday, big day. We got the 9-week Control Freak launch for coaches. I can't remember exactly when the customer one's like coming up in a little bit, 2 weeks, I think. But I know some of you guys are going to start the 21st. Thanks, Hazy. So I know some of you guys are planning on starting challenge groups on like January 4th, which is the first Monday of the year, which is like 4 weeks away. Crazy. I know some of you guys are thinking January 11th for a challenge group. Some of you guys are thinking you're going to do a 21-day fixed challenge group. to start, and then maybe some people will jump into the 9-week control freak. And I know some of you guys are like already getting ready to be like, all right, 9-week control freak challenge group, like, and you guys are already bought it yesterday, like me, and you got the equipment coming and you're all pumped for that too. But pretty cool. I don't know if you guys know this, that they changed it this year, but when you are a new coach and you hit Success Club, 3 out of your first 6 months, you are a success starter. It used to be you had to hit 3 out the first 3 months as a coach. They changed it to just 3 out of the first 6, which makes it a little bit easier to hit success starter. And they also added another incentive. When you hit success starter, you now get to be in the next test group that comes out, which is such a cool, huge incentive for our new coaches to help them hit Success Club those first 3 out of the 6 months at least. Then they get to be in that test group. So that's a huge momentum boost for a new coach's business. Huge. And speaking of that, Erica is actually on here, and she did just that. She became a coach, and she hit Success Club. I think she hit it like her first 3 months straight and just knocked it out. She wasn't waiting around to hit it 3 out of the first 6. She's like, I'm just going to hit the first 3. And she got to be in the 9-week control freak test group, which is so cool. She's got a huge like head start on all of us. But she's on here now, and she's going to share a little bit about the program, about Autumn, about the test group experience, and then you guys can maybe ask her some questions. But Erica, thanks so much for hopping on here and taking the time to share with us.
Sure. So yeah, I wrapped up. It kind of stunk for our after photos, but we wrapped on the Sunday after Thanksgiving. Not ideal. But it was pretty incredible because the couple of you, I know Casey's on here and Casey knows me. But I started Beachbody in January of 2019, that I just joined as someone doing the workouts. And I was postpartum, and my first workout ever was 80-day obsession with Autumn. And it completely changed my life. I dropped 27 pounds in the 80 days. I felt like I got my body autonomy back. I owe so much of my confidence. I actually quit my job because of the confidence that I got from doing that program and started a new career path. So when I got Success Starter and knew that I was going to be in an Autumn program, I about lost my freaking mind. So I was really excited to be with her. She's my person. I know everyone has a coach they identify or a trainer they identify with. Mine's Autumn. I'm super type A. I'm all about this stuff. So I was really excited. The one thing I can say about the program is I think all of us are already getting it from our clients is I don't have a door in my living room. I think that's going to be a problem that all of us are going to face. And people that are going to let that be a hindrance to them, that's one of the things that Autumn kept pushing us. And if you've watched any of her lives, she's not messing around with that. She's telling everybody, if you can't figure out a way to make your workout space work for this workout, maybe you're not in the right mindset to do it. But the control track, I ended up having to put it on my front door. So for 9 weeks, if you were my Instacart driver, if you were my DoorDash, I had a strap around my front door because that's the only place that I could make it work. But I did the workouts on my computer as opposed to doing it on the TV. It's totally doable. I was not bored for one single minute of this program. And I get bored super easily, but the workouts, how she does it, there are 3 different types. I know you guys have all watched all the videos at this point, so I'm not going to drone on and on. But the Tabata cardio, it's 18 minutes. Like, no one likes doing cardio. The fact that it's 18 minutes from the time you start to the time you finish, like anyone can suffer through 18 minutes. And it changes constantly. It's really exciting. The DCT Days, the longest one I had, I want to say was 28 minutes of work. There's explanation and everything else. But like in MBF, when you had the AMRAPs, the density rounds, you're trying to beat your score every week. You're trying to get as many rounds as possible of your strength training instead of doing cardio like you were with MBF. But the whole time, you're excited, you're constantly stimulated. You have to think about the work that you're doing. And by the end of it, when she tells you to start stretching, you can't really remember where the time went. So.
And then there's also like a thing that she does at the end of the night too, right? Like before you go to sleep, and basically like once you get off your phone for the night, which I thought was such a great idea, because especially sometimes as like Beachbody coaches, we can, be on our phone and the screen from the phone or TV or computer, for every human, it messes up our sleep a little bit. So tell us a little bit about that part of it. I thought that was so cool.
So I'm a pretty chronic insomniac, and the fact that being instructed with this program to do this stretching, and it's not just stretching, but it's stretching, then there's a lot of meditative breathing. And it's really just about turning everything off for the night. The program's definitely designed for morning workouts. You can certainly do them in the evening, but I mean, just about every time when you press play, she says good morning. It's definitely designed to be done that way. That first thing in the morning, you're checking in with Autumn. Throughout the day, you're doing your nutrition, either Ultimate Portion Fix, which you can tell she's leading towards because obviously she is, but you can do 2B mindset with it too, for sure. And then at the end of the day, you're checking in again. And the fact that you're kind of checking in those 3 different ways throughout the day, you're engaged with it throughout the entire program. The controlled stretch, the longest one I saw was 12 minutes. But it's always stretching. It's always some kind of meditative exercise, either deep breathing, guided meditation. And then at the end of it, you're supposed to have that phone off, lights off. She says you can read, but really no screens, and just try and focus on getting deep restorative sleep.
Awesome. Very cool. How many coaches were in the test group?
I want to say it was about 700, but there were people that were kind of in my shoes, which is that my husband technically qualified for the test group.
Oh, okay.
So there were a couples like us that were doing it together, which one unique experience with that is that we had one set of equipment and we always work out together. So I can tell you for a fact that people trying to rig control tracks, how much worse an unofficial control track is, because we tried to make one out of stuff from Home Depot and we ended up just having to alternate who got to use it when, because it really is a very well designed piece of equipment.
So yeah, talk to us a little bit about the what is it called again? It's called the control track. I was calling it like the door track, but you don't necessarily have to put it on the door, I guess.
So
she was talking about it on the national call, like there's only so much you can do with dumbbells, but when you have this control track or door track, it almost seems like it's like a cable machine at a gym where you can like do flies. You can adjust it to go up high, so you can do like down low. You can adjust it down low, so then you can bring it up so you hit the lower part of your chest, and then also you can do back a lot more than you can with like normal dumbbells. So I'm excited obviously for the workout program and this piece of equipment, but I'm excited just for this piece of equipment, like for just to have part of my home gym kind of going forward, for life. Cause it seems like a pretty cool thing to have in your home.
So at first it did take getting used to, because you're going to have to revamp your workout space. I think everyone's going to have to, just to figure out how it's going to work. But it was really neat because I've seen resistant band door tracks before, like Beachbody even has one. But it just kind of, you're using your own resistance to keep it where you want it to be. But for this, you could bring it, it has like a clip that you can move it up and down on the track, and then it will lock into place. So you could bring it to the floor and do curls with it. You could bring it to the ceiling and you could do triceps with it. There were times where we were planking, and so it was all the way down as far as it could go, and you were doing side planks with arm work while you were doing it. There were times when it was around your feet instead of your hands. It really is super versatile. And I am excited to see what Beachbody does with it in the future, because it's definitely going to get incorporated into more programs. And this program, you needed to have the control track, the core ball, and weights, but they could definitely design a program in the future that only required the door track. Mm-hmm. And that would be a really cool, or just on the go workouts, because this is something that you could bring to a hotel, put it around a door in a hotel room, and still get a workout in. So it is a really cool piece of equipment. I'm excited to see what they do with it.
How big is it when you take it apart, and like if you want to travel with it?
Oh, it's tiny. Like the box I got was with the core ball and the track was smaller than a pumpkin spice Shakeology box.
Wow.
Like, it's nothing. It really is just a canvas cable and then a little clip, but and then it has 2 anchors that go on the top of the door to lock it into place. Mm-hmm. But you could fold it into nothing basically and put it in your suitcase.
And then it's like resistance bands.
Yep. So they're the same. They're the Beeline bands. So Beachbody's had them before. People use them for Lift 4, I think. Mm-hmm. But you could use those as an alternative to weights. So those bands they've had before. So it was neat that they just incorporated it into the new piece of equipment.
Very cool. That's awesome. Trying to think what else. What would they fit on 9 foot doors?
I think 9 foot doors. I'm trying to remember from the test group. We had people that had 9 foot, and I think that was fine. 11 foot, they had issues that they weren't, that the strap that it came with wasn't long enough. I don't know that they had a fix for that yet, but I think 9 foot was fine.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Awesome. So what, like how many people are in the cast? Like, is there a modifier? Is this program for every fitness level?
It's definitely a more advanced workout. It does have a modifier. Kat from 21 Day Fix is on it. Mm-hmm. So she modifies throughout. It is slightly more advanced because when it comes to Tabata cardio, I mean, you're doing the 20 minutes or 20 seconds of intense work, the 10 seconds of rest, and she works you up to it. You start with 10 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. Cool. But it's considered an intermediate workout from her perspective. We had people in the test group that were for sure beginners, and I mean, you modify. It's the same as anything else, but the cast itself was Autumn and 3 cast members. A male cast member, I've never seen him in anything before. A female cast member that was in Insanity, Tanya, I think her name was, and then Kat, who everyone loves Kat. She's great. Yeah. And then they tried to kind of do what they did with MBF, where they had the people that were coming in through a Zoom workout. She always called it her bod group. They're definitely pushing bod groups with it. She didn't engage as much as Megan did during MBF, but also she had people on set with her. But the cast that was on the bod group, I think there were probably 12 of them. She would briefly talk to them, but you didn't really get to meet them quite the same way you did with MBF.
Yeah, Tanya's been in like all of Sean T's programs. Like she was in Insanity. I remember her from that. And then she was in like T25. She's also a coach too. Cool. What are the other pieces of equipment besides the door track?
There's the door track. There's a core ball, which she talks about, because I mean, there's certain pieces of equipment.
You need a pump, right? To pump it up?
It comes with a little one.
Oh, so you don't need to have a pump. Like it comes with a little thing to pump up.
Yeah, it comes with a little, I mean, it's a pretty standard little core ball. And then it does not come with the step. I know that Beachbody's talked about the step and that you can add it on afterwards at a discount. They didn't give it to us in the test group either. So when we got our equipment, we got the control track, we got the Beeline resistance bands, and we got the ball. So my step came from Amazon. It's the same as just about any other step. I know they're not super pushing people to necessarily get the Beachbody step, I would tell people to go for a step that's adjustable in height. Mine was not, and I definitely lost out on some extra resistance I could have had. But if people really don't want to get the step, you can work with the step in your house. There are only a couple exercises that you really needed it to do fully.
Yeah.
But you can always work around it.
Yeah. And even if you didn't have the step, like the moves where she uses the step, you could do it without the step. It just wouldn't be as like intense, but you'd still get like something out of it. Like even when I remember doing Transform 20, Sean T's program with the step, I remember doing it a few times. Like I didn't have a step and I just did the workout without it. And it was like still a really great workout. So, but yeah, I think you probably know better than me, but I think for like customers and coaches, what challenge pack do you think most people are trying to recommend?
I mean, I think all of us, when it comes to this particular workout, normally when I'm talking to my customers, I always go with the Shakeology challenge pack. Mm-hmm. A lot of my customers are mostly new moms. That's kind of my niche, is that all of my clientele are like me. I'm 18 months postpartum. Excuse me. And so they're all about nutrition, and no one has time, so shakes are perfect. This program, the fact that it's intense workouts that are really focusing on strength training, and that the ideal way to do the workout is to do it first thing in the morning. I think that the performance is a really good option. Energize in the morning, recover afterwards. But if you, obviously deluxe is the way to go. If you want to go all in, if you're really going to focus on nutrition, you can't really mess with that.
Yeah. And I think the deluxe challenge pack comes with a month of Energize, a month of the Recover, a month of Shakeology, access to all Beachbody on Demand, the VIP early access, comes with I call it the door, but it's not called the door because you can
control track?
Yeah, it's not really called the door track, right? Because it's so if you, like you said, you had to put it on your front door. Mm-hmm. Where else were people putting it? Like the other people in the test group?
So a lot of people, and again, Autumn was very blunt with the test group, and I love that about it. But she was big about changing up your workout space if you needed to. So a lot of people moved their workout space to the garage for 9-week Control Freak, if that was an option for you. Like Casey just said, they do have an option to mount it to your wall, which might not be a great option for everybody. But if you have a dedicated workout room, it could be a really good option. Yeah. It basically, when you get access, they have tutorial videos. I heard from someone you can get access to the tutorial videos already about how to mount it to a stud.
I think they're already, like she has, if you go to Beachbody on Demand, you can watch her like intro videos, and one of them is about track. So, and you don't even have to like have access to 9-week Control Freak to be able to watch those little like 3-minute videos. You just go to Beachbody on Demand, and it's like underneath like up and coming programs right on the homepage of Beachbody on Demand. You click on 9-week Control Freak and you'll see all the little 3-minute tutorials. I think you can install it into your wall too. Question: have you done the sample workout, and is it a good representation of the program?
I actually haven't done the sample workout, but from watching just clips of it, it looks like it's very similar to the Tabata cardio weekly workout. Some of the Tabata cardio workouts use the track temporarily or use a ball temporarily. But for the sample workout, she made sure to stress no equipment because she didn't want anyone to have that as a hindrance. But it is a really good representation. It's about the right length for the Tabata cardio workout. The only thing I can tell people is that Tabata cardio, which is what this sample is one of your workouts a week. So you have 5 workouts a week. This is one. So it is representative of what you're going to experience, but it's not the biggest part of what you're going to experience.
And what are the other 4 workouts each week?
So 3 are the DCT Days. There are a lot of acronyms in this program. I promise it makes sense once you're in it. DCTT is density, complex, and Tabata training. So you have a 12-minute density round where she gives you 5 exercises. They're all strength training exercises. And you do as many rounds of those 5 exercises as you can in that 12-minute span. And you keep track of it, and it goes up on your brag board for the end of the program. Then you have complex, which is weight training usually, but it will be a compound exercise. So you'll do a curl that goes to an Arnold press, that go all different, all in one vein. So you'll do squats and lunges all together. That's the next portion. And then you wrap up with the Tabata cardio round, which is usually about 6 minutes of Tabata work. And then you go into stretching. So again, you're never bored because you're constantly changing what you're doing. You have that DCT is 3 days a week, and you'll focus on something different every day. So one will be biceps, one will be back. There are no official leg days in this program, but I can tell you that my quads were sore every single day. So you definitely get that work in.
Autumn's like always about like the leg and glutes day, and like, but I'm sure she doesn't have a day that's just for that because she incorporates all 5 of the workouts every week. And then are the 2 off days just like totally nothing, or are there like optional like recovery days, kind of active?
So the 2 days she stressed taking as rest days. Mm-hmm. There are programs or workouts you can do during them, but she said that if you really want to do something to repeat one of your controlled stretches, she really stressed taking the rest on the days. Each phase of the program, there are 3 phases. Your rest days do switch around. I want to say that it was Wednesday and Saturday for phase 1, then it was Thursday and Sunday for phase 2, and then it went back to Wednesday, Saturday. And that all depends on what day is going to be your cardio day, what day is going to be your strength training days. She really designed the rest around those so that when your Tabata day is almost always after a rest day.
Gotcha. Cool. And then like that, for the 3 phases, how long are the workouts usually, like on average?
The absolute longest workout, start to finish, including stretching, explanation, and cool down, was 38 minutes. The actual work, the longest work time was about 28 minutes. So it's a really doable time frame. I tell everyone, again, I know I say it a million times, I'm a mom. I have none free time, and my son wakes up whenever he chooses. So the fact that I could know that it was basically 30 minutes of real work at the most was a really convenient time frame. And with her, with 21-day fix, she's really tight on those timelines.
Very cool. And then what about the nutrition? Was the test group using the portion control containers? In the test group, there were people doing all sorts of things. They only asked you to do something. If it was ultimate portion fix, that's definitely what she designed it for. Some people were doing 2B mindset. Some people were doing Weight Watchers. You didn't have to be doing a Beachbody program. And there were people that were following keto and other nutrition as well. They kind of wanted to run the gamut, but definitely most people were doing ultimate portion fix. And she has very detailed videos, especially on her Instagram, about how to work ultimate portion fix in the best way for you while doing this program. Cool. Awesome. And then how long is the little thing that she has you do, like kind of at the end of the night to kind of like wind down your mind and kind of stretch your body and get you kind of ready to get a deeper sleep?
It was usually like 7 was the shortest, and I think 12 was the longest.
Cool.
Minutes. So it was a pretty short span there.
And how many of those are there? Or is it the same one? You just repeat it like every night?
It's a different one for every workout day.
Okay.
So it corresponds with the work you did that morning, which was really wonderful. And there were definitely days when I skipped it because it's life. And you could tell the next day that you didn't do what you should do.
Right.
You felt better doing it because you're so tight from all the work, and loosening it up before you go to bed is just such a smart idea.
And there's like a little bit of breathing that goes along with the stretching. And you feel like you slept like a lot better on the days you did it.
I don't necessarily think that I slept better, but I definitely got more out of the sleep that I get.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sitting there doom scrolling Twitter, because I'm listening to her and I plug my phone in, I put it on the side table, and I actually try and go to sleep.
Right.
And I think that made a big impact for sure.
That's huge. Awesome. You're in West Palm, right?
Yes.
And who's your upline?
So my sister, Corey O'Laughlin, is my direct upline, and then Caroline Nathan is above Corey.
Gotcha. And Corey's your sister. You guys both live in West Palm, and Corey owns like a gift
Prep Obsessed. Yeah, she has a pretty big online boutique.
What's it called? The name of the business?
Prep Obsessed, PREP.
Gotcha. Very cool. Yeah, I keep seeing Corey's name and your name like pop up on the SC boards and all that. Like, what is your like recommendation for coaches as far as promoting this program and like, should they set a date of when you think is the best date for like their challenge group to start? Like that kind of tips for coaches.
I think everyone's kind of in the same mindset that probably January 4th is where they're going for their start date. I'll say that for the test group, we had to push our start date twice because of how long it took for equipment to get out. And that wasn't even a Beachbody problem. It was shipped, it was FedEx. But there were people, I started in the second round, so I was a week behind the first round that started. And then there were people that started a week after me. So definitely build that in. If your customers are primarily going to buy at the customer launch date, maybe give it a little more of a cushion even than January 4th. Maybe push it that 1 week further out. Unless you know how many people are coming and you can keep track of when those orders are going out. Because truly, you cannot do this workout without equipment. That's why they didn't have digital only access. You need the equipment to do the workout. It's going to be nothing but frustration otherwise. When it comes to how to pitch this program, I know probably all of us are in the exact same boat right now. COVID has completely changed every single one of our lives, and a lot of our lives feel very out of control right now. And this program is all about just focusing on what you can control. You can control the 30 minutes of your workout. You can control what food you put into your body. You can control how you're going to deal with the end of your day. You can control relaxation and focusing on you. And it's just a really empowering program. And if you have the ability to bring someone back into their own focus, to bring someone back into their own control, it's going to be really empowering for a lot of people.
Awesome. Are you talking to your customers about maybe the option to do like the deluxe challenge pack that comes with the month of Shakeology, the Energize, the Recover, and all the equipment? I think, is that one, I want to say is like $199.
So that might be for the completion pack.
If you already have Beachbody on demand.
Yeah. I've definitely started talking to people about it. Most of my girls that are consistent already have a Shakeology subscription. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking to them about what's the best choice based on their last order date, to see if they're going to do a Shakeology challenge pack or if they're going to up their game and really focus on Energize performance. But I haven't gotten too deep into that just yet.
Gotcha. So what would you do with like somebody who's going to be watching you kind of right now? They've already been watching you this year, and then they come to you around right after Christmas time at the end of the year, and they say, hey, like, I need something for the New Year's resolution. Like, what I haven't worked out and I need to get back on something. Would you like recommend they jump into this 9-week control freak, or do you think maybe they should start with like 21-day fix and then kind of graduate to this?
That's a really good question. It's definitely a slightly more advanced. I wouldn't say if you've been sitting on the couch for 2 years that this is probably the program you're going to want to jump right into.
Mm-hmm.
I will say based on the date this is going to be released publicly, the value of getting the challenge pack that gets you access to it, maybe it being your second program, you're still going to see a lot of value by getting the package that includes access to this. Because even if you do 21 Day Fix first, even if you do 21 Day Fix, then 21 Day Fix Extreme, then move on to 9-week Control Freak, you're still going to want that access earlier than it's going to be generally available.
Right.
And for the extra, I mean, you're talking the challenge pack is $200 versus just getting a regular challenge pack that doesn't include access is what right now I think it's $160.
Right.
You know, it's $40 for a program that other people are paying $100 for right now.
And the equipment.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's like the $40 is like a no-brainer.
For sure.
Very cool. Do you guys have any questions? You guys can either unmute yourself or put them in the chat. So do you, Erica, have are you thinking you're going to have your challenge group start on the 4th or the 11th, or maybe like let people kind of start when they want?
I think that the goal right now is the 4th. We've, as your dad just said, we've seen a lot of people already get their shipment notifications, our coaches that have bought. So if we see that going forward, that shipments are happening really quick. I know we've all seen Carl post constantly about how much preparation they've done for this program.
Yeah.
I think we're all just a little nervous about MBF and the delay for equipment there, because MBF you could do without the equipment. This you truly can't. So I'm really hoping that we can do the start date on the 4th, but I'm going to have some flexibility in the program that if a lot of the girls don't have their equipment, we'll push it a week.
Cool. What are you doing as far as like trying to promote it? Like for your, and if you have like new coaches that you're trying to help them, what are you kind of like sharing with your new coaches as far as tips on how to kind of start to share it, promote it, in like inviting?
Well, as of right now, I exclusively had to have discount coaches. So I'm not really sharing a lot about how to sell the programs right now. I just speak to my own experience and the fact that I get bored with every program I do. I got bored in MBF. I got bored in 10 rounds. I got bored in 80 Day Obsession. I didn't get bored. I was genuinely sad when this program ended because I was engaged every single day. There was no day that my alarm went off and I said, you know what, let's push this till tomorrow.
That's cool.
To have something you're excited about, that makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, that's awesome. And how are you kind of like going about your inviting? Are you like kind of sharing, like, because a lot of us have ordered it, you know, yesterday, and hopefully we'll get it soon. And then we can start to like share little clips. Were you allowed to like share little clips kind of during the test group that like got people interested in like made the inviting process a little easier?
We could share little clips. The little clips couldn't include the equipment, which was difficult. And we couldn't include anything that had the audio or any images of the program. Now that the program's been released, we have a little more freedom. We can go back to use those tools now. I made sure that in my group, when we were doing our daily check-ins, you always got my sweaty selfie. I made sure that I always did my sweaty selfie with my husband. So it showed that it was really accessible for men and women, that you're both going to get a good workout. It's not, some people look at 21 Day Fix as a girls program, which I think is garbage. But to see that men are doing it, there are men in the cast. That's really what I've been focusing on, is being a product of the product.
Did you and your husband both have the tracker?
Mine was a rigged one. His was the official control track, which is why I am such a big proponent of the actual control track, because trying to do it half-assed is not viable.
Yeah. And so did you guys use different doors, and did you work out at the same time? Because I think that's going to be a question for couples or family members that, want to do this together?
I've definitely gotten a lot of questions about that recently. So my front door is a double door. And so we used both of the doors. Really what I would say for space that you need, it's probably your height plus a foot in front of you of clearance that you need from the door, from where you install a track. And then as far as side to side, you need your wingspan. So if you can find a space that both of you can extend your arms and you're not going to hit each other, you're going to be just fine. There's very little side to side movement. It's much more front to back and obviously your wingspan. But we did work out at the same time. One thing that's really nice is when you're doing these density rounds, which are usually when you're going to use the track, you're working on your own pace. So you're going as quick as you can through the workouts, but that means that you're only going to be there together for, maybe 1 out of 5 rounds because you're going to be working at your own pace. But again, it was a set of double doors and my husband's 6'3". And the fact that the two of us could work there and I think we hit each other once, like it really wasn't a big problem.
Very cool. Awesome. Was there anything, from like the national call yesterday or anything that Autumn's like shared that like you think hasn't been shared enough that like we need to get out there more?
The one thing that I can't speak to what's been shared that needs to be pushed out more, but the one thing that I really took away from the program, there was one kind of aha moment that I had, that I know that no one else that hasn't been in the test group really got to see it, because you haven't seen the program yet. At one point, Autumn was doing a core exercise. And again, I said it before, my market is all moms. They're all postpartum. They're all going through the same thing that I went through. At one point, Autumn's talking about her cast. And Tanya and Kat, as well as Autumn, are all C-section moms. And I'm a C-section mom. And that recovery is incredibly difficult, especially if you were involved in fitness before, to lose all of your abdominal strength and have to build it back brick by brick. To see these 3 women who are at the forefront of health and wellness, and to know that they went through what you're going through and that they designed a program that can accommodate that, and you see how strong they are. Mm-hmm. They constantly talk about being busy moms. They constantly talk about the recovery that they've put their bodies through. It was a really empowering program. That moment, I actually paused the television and I kind of got teared up hearing them talk about their experiences. The other thing that was really incredible, Tanya moved in with Autumn to tape this program because of COVID restrictions. That's insane.
Yeah.
But that you could tell the entire time how bonded the cast was, and everyone's going through so much right now. The fact that Tanya gave up 9 weeks of her life to move in with Autumn to do the filming for this program. It's crazy, but they all love it, and you can tell.
That's so cool. Yeah, you always get from all the trainers, and definitely Autumn, it's like you're getting a little bit of personal development along with your workout, with some of the things they share and talk about. You get the mindset training along with the actual physical training, which is so cool. Do you guys have any more questions for Erica? This has been amazing. Again, like another huge reason to get our new coaches into the Success Starter program, hitting Success Club 3 out of the first 6 months. So they get to be a part of something like this. Like, it's such a cool incentive to have. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Any other questions, guys? Think we're good? Good stuff. Everyone got their orders in? Dad, I gave you a little shout out at the beginning of the call for your new coach that just signed up with the challenge pack. Very cool. Very cool. This was awesome, Erica. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to hop on here and share your experience and share all your tips. We're going to give you a big boom on 3. I'm going to let everybody unmute themselves if they want. But Erica, thank you so much. This has been awesome. All right, guys, let's give her a big boom on 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom! So cool. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Great job. Great job.
All right, guys. See you.